Hi and welcome back to Ednificent. Today we're going to be taking a look at Kahoot and getting started with it. You may have seen colleagues and their students loving this game and benefiting from all that it has to offer. So it's never too late to get started yourself. Kahoot can offer so much for your students in the way of teaching, learning, and reviewing. There's a lot that Kahoot has to offer, but today we're going to get started with creating your very first Kahoot. Signing up with Kahoot is very easy. There's a free version and there's also paid versions. And of course, as you get into the paid versions, more features are available to you. But today we're going to take a look at building a Kahoot with the free version. As you can see on the dashboard here, there's a lot to offer. Now, as we get into further videos with Ednificent, we're going to talk about all that Kahoot has to offer you. Today, we're going to start by just simply creating our first Kahoot. You can do so by clicking on the blue Create button in the top right-hand corner. Before you start creating your Kahoot, you'll see that there are different templates available. You can choose from one of these templates, of course, or you can just simply start from scratch and click Create. The page you're viewing now is our new Kahoot. There's different ways of adding questions. First, you can manually add a question. So that would simply be a question such as, where is the Great Wall? In the free version, you have the option of multiple choice and true and false. You can switch the question type by clicking on question type up here in the top right. Here you can see we have the option of a quiz, which is a multiple choice, and a true and false. In the paid versions, you also have the ability to type your answer, a puzzle, poll, word cloud, open-ended question, brainstorm. We'll get into these at a later time, as today we're simply talking about creating a basic Kahoot. So we're going to start with our quiz question. We now need to add an image to our question. This image or video is what students see when the Kahoot appears on their phone or their computer. We can choose to add the image from an image library, we can upload our own image, or we can even add a YouTube link. Let's go ahead and add from the image library. There's millions of pictures here that are all royalty free, so you don't have to worry about copyright infringement. I've typed in the Great Wall of China, and now you can see that there are a lot of different images available. Do bear in mind, though, that there are a lot of images that only come with the paid version. So you can see that this little icon here comes with the premium account. As none of the photos here are free for us to use without the premium account, let's go ahead and add our own. I've done a quick Google search here to find an image that I want. I'll right-click on that image, save the image, and then I'll head back over to my Kahoot. Click on Add Media, Upload Image, find the image that you just saved, and add it to your Kahoot. Next, and most importantly here, is adding our answers to the question. For the multiple choice here, we have the option of 2, 3, or 4 answers. So let's go ahead and type some in now. We have our 4 answers typed in now. Make sure that you do select the correct answer by clicking on the circle and the check mark before continuing on. Now that our question has been created and the answers provided, do make sure that you have a time limit set based on what you want for your students. So you can see 5, 10, 20, 30, all the way up into 4 minutes. You can also change the points. So it could be a standard amount of points, double the points, or no points at all. When a Kahoot is played, the quicker the student answers the question, the more points they get. So this is how points are awarded. You can also change the answer options. However, this is offered for the premium version. You can see that we have a single select answer, but on the premium version, you can have multiple answers as well. For example, I might ask my student, in what hemispheres is the Great Wall? Therefore, they would choose 2, and this is an option available for the premium accounts. I'm all done with my question now, and I want to add another one. So over here on the left-hand side, I click Add Question, and again, I have the option of choosing the type of question. Another way to add a question, if we don't want to do it manually, is click on Question Bank. Now the Question Bank is pretty awesome because it has thousands of different questions in it that have already been created by other teachers. All you have to do is search for those and add them to your Kahoot. It's as easy as that. So let's go ahead and type in Great Wall of China. You can now see that 107 different questions about the Great Wall of China have appeared. I can go ahead and find the one that I think is best for my students. So for example, I might choose the second question here. This is a multiple choice question with just 2 answers, and I'll click Add. The question has now been added to my Kahoot. And before I close out of this window, I can add more questions if I wanted to. Let's go ahead and close and see what this looks like. You can see that the question, the image, and the answers are already there for us. This is brilliant because it saves us a lot of time. When you're done with your Kahoot, you just simply click on Done. Everything is automatically saved as you work, so don't worry about that. Let's click on Done. At the beginning, I forgot to add my title, so let's go ahead and add the title now so it can be saved. And I can also add a description if I would like as well. My Kahoot is all ready to be played by my students. Before I send it out to my students, I have the ability to test the Kahoot. I can play it now directly with my students right away, and I can also share it with others. I like to test my creations before I send them out to my students just to make sure that everything is perfect. So let's go ahead and test the Kahoot. Within the test window, you'll see the phone and the computer image on the right. So you can see what both the students are seeing if they're on the phone, and you can see the teacher view here on the computer as well. Do note that students can play the Kahoot on the computer or on the phone, or on a tablet even. So they don't necessarily need to have another device. We'll click on Classic because this is best for my students, but there's also the ability to play with teams. So if you're in a classroom with students, they can play together. However, Classic is one person for one device. There's a lot of different options too. You can have your Bitmoji integrated into the game. You can have nicknames generated automatically. And then there's a whole lot more, including changing the lobby music, randomizing the order of the questions, and so forth. So go ahead and take a look at all of these different options available, and then adjust them for your students in your classroom. Everything is set to my liking now, so let's go ahead and click on Classic. It's going to load a game pin. When the game pin is added, all you have to do is share that with your students, and then they're going to put it in on their phone or their computer, add their nickname, and in the teacher view, or what you are presenting to the students, rather, you can see all of the names of the students appear. What's really cool here also is that I can see my Bitmoji, which is hosting the game here. Everybody has been added to the classroom, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll click on Start, and the game automatically begins. You're now viewing what the students are viewing, as well as what you can present on your classroom board. So for example, let's click on China, which is the correct answer. We answered pretty late, so our point value is positive, but it's a little bit lower than we would like, obviously, because again, the quicker you answer, the more points you get, assuming that the answer is correct. Let's go ahead and move on to our next question. You can see the scoreboard of all your students and their point values, and then you can move on to the second question. At this time, we've already tested it. We know everything is good to go, and we can click on Play Now to play it with our students. There's two different ways of assigning a Kahoot. You can play it with your classroom, so you can put it on the board and students use their devices to answer, or you can assign it as well, which is great for self-paced learning. We're now at that page again where we can set all of our preferences for the game and get it going. And we're now ready to play our first Kahoot with our students. Today, we took you through the initial steps to create your first Kahoot. However, there's so much more that Kahoot has to offer. So stay tuned because Ednificent is going to bring you a whole series of videos on how to benefit and get the most from Kahoot for you and your students. Take a moment to support us and also stay updated on those videos by clicking the like button and of course subscribing to our channel. If you have any questions or need any help, please put your comments below and we would be happy to help you out. Have a wonderful day today, and have fun getting started with Kahoot.